A real history. And they meet again, and the gloves are off.
Junior, an event presented by Celsius. For Jake Paul, it's a step towards his stated goal of becoming a world champion.
With a 10 count, have me out, no way.
Of course I can. I almost did.
Always feeling amazing, man. This is the part I love the most, these fight weeks, and getting to actually go in there under the lights and perform. I think it's going to be a great fight night, great stacked card, so the fans are going to win from this one.
Yeah, to stick in boxing, they spoke about this fight before, and I said, no, it's a gimmick fight. It's not something that I think is
talk
right.
Has been part of the conversation, and we've always wanted to fight each other. There's been some shit talk back and forth for a couple of years, and my goal is to become world champion, and the WBA and WBC plan on ranking me depending on my performance, and once I'm ranked, then I can go for the title shot. And he's a formidable opponent, former world champion. It's a great test, 10 rounds to get ready for what ultimately will be a
submission, stand up, better at kicking. So when he fights, he's fighting people that have aspects that are good in every category.
Fight him. I've always wanted to fight legendary names in the sport. His dad is one of the best to ever do it. I like building my resume, having the best looking box rec of all time. Mike Tyson, Tyron Woodley, Anderson Silva, the list goes on. And so just adding a Chavez name to my box rec is just really exciting.
Joe and his father were pretty dismissive of your abilities. Did you feel that way? And do you think they are maybe looking past what you can do in the ring?
Definitely underestimating me. This is going to be the toughest fight of his career, the most embarrassing fight of his career. He's going to be exposed. He's going to realize he's easy work, and I don't even think him and his team know what's going on. You know, his head coach over here is like, oh yeah, we watched Jake. He has 7 pro fights. And I think these guys don't know what they're getting themselves involved in. And I see the sparring partners they're bringing in, and it's just no one that can match what I'm capable of in the ring.
At the face-off between Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul, Joshua sends a clear message. He says, "I have to win," and compares boxing to the game snakes and ladders. When you win, you move up, and when you lose, you slide down. His words show how serious and focused he is on this fight.
And when I win, I'll move on to fighting for the championship. That's boxing, snakes and ladders. You win, you go up, you lose, you slide down. So I have to win in order to continue on where.
He shows respect by saying Anthony Joshua is a great fighter. He explains that when Joshua is fully focused and prepared, he becomes very dangerous. Jake Paul also points out that Joshua has been doing this his whole life, and says Joshua is the most experienced opponent he has faced so far.
Fighter, you know, when he locks in, when he's prepared, you know, he's been doing this his whole entire life. He has a ton of experience, my most experienced.
Anthony Joshua explains that his fight strategy is about more than just strength. He says he uses his mind to think through what he needs to do and focuses on the moment. Joshua adds that he will do his best and then see what happens. This shows he has a calm but confident mindset, where smart thinking and timing are just as important as power. He isn't relying only on brute force. His words show that he's planning ahead, choosing his moves carefully, and going into the fight with control and focus.
It's the brain. I'll process what I need to process, I'll do what I need to do, and yeah, I just do my best.
Eddie Hearn talks about how unique Anthony Joshua is in boxing today. He says no one competes at Joshua's level, not just because of his skills, but also because of the huge attention he brings. Eddie Hearn reminds everyone that Joshua won an Olympic gold medal in London, which was an amazing start to his career. His words show that Anthony Joshua isn't just another fighter, he's a global figure in the sport. Vernon also highlights Joshua's mix of talent and reputation, showing why he's such a powerful presence both inside and outside the ring.
I don't see anybody ever competing on the level of AJ, not in terms of ability, but just draw. We've never seen it before. But don't forget, AJ won the Olympic gold in London.
Oladipo gives a vivid picture of Anthony Joshua's power and presence in the ring. He calls Joshua a 260-pound behemoth and says both of his hands can cause serious damage. Oladipo remembers being ringside for 15 of Joshua's fights and highlights how dangerous his right hand is. He points to Joshua's knockout of Francis Ngannou as proof that even fighters who had never been knocked down are at real risk. Comparing Joshua to Canelo, Oladipo says Joshua's power is on a completely different level. His words show that facing Anthony Joshua in the ring is a huge challenge.
This is a live 260-pound behemoth who has detonators in both hands, who can seriously hurt you. I've been ringside 15 of AJ's fights. When he lands that right hand, it's a problem. It's a big problem.
Just
if
ask
AJ is
Francis
taking
Ngannou.
this-
Just ask Francis Ngannou. That was a
Just ask
scary
Francis.
knockout. You were right there. I was right there. He didn't
Yeah.
get up, and this is a guy who had never been knocked down before.
Gonna fight Canelo. But even that, there's Canelo, who's, you know, and there's AJ in terms of power. Like the jump from Canelo to AJ is astronomical. So look, I don't think it's a good idea, but, you know.
Simon Jordan explains why Anthony Joshua fighting a YouTuber makes sense for entertainment. He says Joshua is not just a boxer but also an entertainer, having already won the World Heavyweight Championship twice and taken part in some amazing fights. Jordan points out that this kind of fight is part of boxing's business side, where big names engage fans in new ways. Joshua's willingness to take on this matchup shows he's versatile and understands the sport beyond just fighting. His achievements prove he can handle both serious bouts and entertainment-driven events.
2025, Anthony Joshua will fight a YouTuber.
This is the entertainment business, and Anthony Joshua is an entertainer, and you can't undo the fact that he won the World Heavyweight Championship twice, and he fought in some great fights.
So why does he need this?
Because he's in the business of entertainment.
Derek Chisora talks about how entertaining the Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul fight will be. He calls it a great show and even suggests it could end quickly, maybe in just one round. Chisora thinks Jake Paul might be overconfident after his previous fight, but Anthony Joshua is ready to use all his skill. He emphasizes that Joshua can easily handle the fight and put Paul away. The commentary shows Joshua's strength, skill, and experience, while also presenting the fight as an exciting event for fans.
We need to build entertainment, and right now, this is a great fight for entertainment for us right now.
A one-round entertainment. Surely that doesn't go past one round.
We never know, you never know. But you know what? As I said yesterday, Jake Paul will be so confident to get into this fight, because after you watched Daniel Dubois fight, you think you can do exactly what Daniel did.
Yeah.
So, listen, I'm up for this fight to happen, and I want to see AJ.
Jake Paul talks about his fight with Anthony Joshua and shows that he enjoys the challenge, even though it's risky. He says people think he should fight someone in their prime, but he sees the bigger picture and knows this fight will truly test him. Paul admits that many people want to see him lose, but he isn't backing down. He calls fighting Joshua insane and clearly wants the challenge. He also mentions that they've been messaging each other directly, showing that Joshua is serious about the fight. This highlights Jake Paul's confidence, while also showing how big of a deal Anthony Joshua is in this matchup.
So I like the challenge. People, that's the criticism. Fight someone in their prime who's a beast. I think people just want to see me lose. That's really what the message is behind it all. And Anthony Joshua is an insane fight, but I want that challenge. We've been DMing.
Tony Bello warns that Jake Paul is taking a big risk fighting Anthony Joshua, calling the matchup a huge mismatch. He says Jake Paul's health could be seriously in danger and that the fight is very dangerous. Bello describes it as crazy because facing Joshua puts any fighter at extreme risk. He points out that Jake Paul seems to be prioritizing money over his safety and calls the decision insane. Bello's words show just how powerful and experienced Anthony Joshua is, making him a serious threat. This fight isn't just entertainment. It's a real test of skill and courage against one of the best heavyweights in the world.
It's just a gross mismatch.
Yeah.
Like, you don't understand his health is in jeopardy. So, I'm not even entertaining it. I just think it's dangerous. And listen, I might have to work it, but it's just...
It's kind of ludicrous, isn't it, really?
It's insane. This boy is nuts. Is nuts, and I think he's putting his life before he's putting his life.
Johnny Nelson talks about why someone might choose to fight Jake Paul at this point in their career. He says a big reason is the money. You can earn a lot from it. Nelson admits that if it were purely about skill, he wouldn't take the fight because it's not a real challenge. He also praises Jake Paul for how he has built his career and calls it impressive. Nelson points out that Anthony Joshua is on a whole different level in skill and experience, but he understands that the fight can be appealing because of the entertainment and financial rewards.
Saved his career. I take Jake Paul. I take Jake Paul because there's more money there. If it was real, I don't think it's real. I think it's bullshit. I think Jake Paul I think it's bullshit. I think it's.
Eric Chisora talks about the fight between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua and makes it clear that Joshua's power is on another level. He says the fight will be exciting, But Jake Paul doesn't have the power to knock Joshua out. Joshua imagines the fight ending quickly and warns that Jake Paul could end up in the hospital if he underestimates Joshua. He emphasizes how dangerous it is to face a world-class heavyweight, highlighting Joshua's strength and skill while cautioning that overconfidence could be very risky for Jake Paul.
Whatever happens will be exciting.
Does he have the power to knock out Joshua?
Nah, he hasn't got the power to knock out Joshua.
How does that fight end?
Jake Paul going to now.
Duke McKenzie talks about the fight between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua and says that, financially, it might be an easy choice for Joshua. He explains that Joshua could take the fight, earn $100 million, and hardly break a sweat. McKenzie points out that the fight won't really boost Joshua's status as the world's top boxer, but the risk for Jake Paul is huge. One strong punch from Joshua could seriously hurt him or even send him to the hospital. The commentary shows the big gap in experience and power between Joshua and Paul, and why the fight is more about money than competition.
Fight of his career, if he wants to get 100 million and not even break sweat, you know, you take the fight. Is it going to enhance his stock as the world's number one contender? Not at all, because nobody's going to take Jake Paul seriously. But on the other hand, should I don't even want to play devil's advocate. What if Joshua hurts this guy, seriously hurts this guy?
Yeah. Tommy Fury gives a strong opinion on the fight between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua. He says that if he thinks he has a chance against Jake Paul, Joshua would be far more dangerous. Fury remembers what his father said about Joshua's dominance and fully agrees. He even adds that if Joshua had a broken arm, the fight wouldn't last a minute. Fury's words make it clear that Joshua's skill, power, and experience are way beyond what Jake Paul can handle. His commentary highlights the huge challenge Paul faces and explains why fans expect a one-sided fight with Joshua in control.
If I can beat Jake Paul, then excuse my French, what the fuck is Anthony Joshua going to do to Jake Paul? I think my dad said that AJ could beat him with his prick, and I completely will back that up. Even if AJ had a broken arm in there.
The fight between Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul is shaping up to be one of the biggest matchups of the year. Joshua brings experience, Olympic gold, and world championships, while Jake Paul brings confidence and a growing fan base. Joshua has shown in every interview that he is focused, powerful, and mentally ready. Paul may have the courage to step into the ring, but Joshua's skill, strength, and boxing intelligence make him the clear favorite. Fans are split between enjoying the entertainment and watching a real competition, but there's no denying the risk Jake Paul faces against a true heavyweight. This fight is about legacy, power, and proving who belongs at the top. Are you backing Joshua to dominate, or do you think Paul can pull off an upset? Let us know your thoughts below.